All right. Sorry about that little technical difficulty. Welcome to Passion, Purpose, and Possibilities. Hope everyone's doing well today. Hope everyone's having an awesome week so far. Beautiful Friday. Today's episode is brought to you by Kenny Ingersoll TV.weebly.com. Again, brought to you by Kenny Ingersoll TV. So, I got a great guest on, actually. Great guest and a great co-host today. Really excited for it. But I've got some announcements first, but I'll bring my co-host on to help me out here. So, first announcement, we've got some book giveaways. I'll bring on my co-host, Michael. Michael, come here, please. This is my co-host, Michael. Michael, say hi.
Hi, guys.
Awesome. Hold the book up so that you can see the camera. Awesome. So, greatest lessons I learned from my mom. This day came out. We're doing a giveaway, and you can also get that on Amazon. I'll have I'll have the link dropped below with the video. You can also find it on the website. So we're doing that. I'll more information on that to come later. All right. Here, hold this one up now. So we're also doing a giveaway. Put it in the camera. There you go. Think and Grow Rich. So if that's of interest, I'll have more info and more details on that to come. So those two books here, hold them separate. Hold one in one hand. There you go. There we go. Awesome. This is why I love doing this show, because this right here, this little boy, is one of my passions. One of my whys behind my purpose. So, awesome. So, do you want to help me introduce our guest? Oh, he also wants me to announce his YouTube channel, and I will have more info on that. So please go check that out. I love your support for him. Anything else you want to be part of today? Come back from the camera. No? Do you want to make more announcements? So we have a self-care symposium. Come back in the camera. There you go. Self-care symposium coming up next week.
It's going to put in the camera when you're right there.
All right, there you go. You going to say that? we have a self-care symposium coming up next week.
I guess we have a
Self-care
care
symposium.
Symposium, whatever that is.
Awesome. So there's a link. Get your tickets. Going to be a great event next week. Got a lot of great speakers lined up. Again, more information on that there. And excuse me, you can find more information by going here and looking around. We'll also drop more info there. All right. Do you want to bring on our guest?
Okay. That's my guest.
But if you're my co-host, he's our guest. Do you want to introduce him?
I don't know.
Say, we'd love to bring on our guest.
I don't know. You do it.
Go ahead.
You do it.
Go ahead. Just repeat what I said.
No, you do it.
Okay. We want to bring on our guest. Been looking forward to this. Spencer Jones. Let's bring him on. Spencer, how are you?
I am fantastic. How are you doing?
We are doing well. Get on the camera. There we go.
That was
Say
a
hi.
beautiful intro. I love the introduction. Hey, buddy, I love your co-host. I mean, he's stealing the whole show from you. Just saying.
Hey, he can have it. He's one of my driving factors behind the show and behind everything I do. So, heck yeah.
Right? Having that strong reason why, having a person there to do these things for, that makes all the difference, right? On those hard days to keep going. And I just love that you bring him on to introduce, to share. And I want to know more about your YouTube channel. What is that all about?
So tell them about your YouTube channel.
Well, I started like about 2 months ago, and I've been doing YouTube for Minecraft for a little bit, and now I'm doing Roblox now. So it's kind of like a multi-thing YouTube channel, all on the same channel.
Very
So
cool.
it's a channel of him playing the different games and learning and playing with his friends and his family and having fun.
Cool. I love it. I can't wait to check it out. Thank you for sharing.
So thank you. Yeah, we'll drop that with the video, and we'd love the support.
Yeah, of course. Love to check it out. And go you for doing that and chasing your passions, buddy. That's great.
Heck yeah. You know, that's why I've encouraged him to start his YouTube channel, just to get out of that comfort zone and try new things and all that passion, and he's rocking it.
I've done like 6 to 8 videos in one day, like a week ago.
Wow. Go you. That's a lot in one day, man. Holy cow. I don't know if I could do that.
I've been like constantly making videos that day for a while.
Go you. And I love that you're helping him and guiding him to step out of the comfort zone, because that's where that growth happens for all of us. And as adults, we tend not to, right? As we get older, heck, even when I was teaching middle school, high school choir, you saw the kids they're afraid to step out of their comfort zone. And as adults, we do that. But as kids, we aren't always that way, right? Especially young kids, up to maybe 5 years old. Once they get older than that, it starts to become harder. So I love that you're fostering that idea of, just step outside your comfort zone, see what happens and grow. That's something we all could do, whether it's with our kids, with friends, with our peers, parents, doesn't matter. Let's keep stepping out, because that's fantastic.
Absolutely. And the more you step out, the more comfortable you'll be stepping out of your comfort zone.
100%. 100.
So, Spencer, I really appreciate you being here. And we actually met through a mutual friend.
Mm-hmm.
So, Michael Faber, and he's an awesome guy. And I had him on the show. I had the honor of having him on the show. And I'd love to have audience go check that video out again. But tell us how long you've known Michael, and tell us about who you are, your background.
Yeah, no, I appreciate that. Man, Michael Faber, he is a phenomenal guy. He has helped me out in so many ways in my business and just my personal life, and I definitely consider him a brother. I've known Michael now for almost it's been over 2 years now that I've known him, which, my gosh, time flies by. So yeah, he's really helped me out in many, many ways. So yeah, go check out that previous chat with him and Kenny. That's a phenomenal one. So who am I? What am I? I am a person who loves to ignite the passion inside other people, to get that light and that flame growing, and to really help people build that confidence within themselves and just to help them live their life to the max, to chase their passions, whatever that is. And that's why I really love the messaging and messages you're sharing with the world, Kenny, is because you find your passion, find your purpose, and let that drive you. And that has been a driving force for me. I was a choir director for 9 years, as I said earlier, loved doing that. But then started to shift from teaching in a classroom to kind of teaching from stages, digital stages, in-person stages, and hosting our own events and stuff like that, where we just can help people step outside their comfort zone. We can help them build that confidence in themselves and to give them direction and the steps to help them make that possible so that they can live their dreams, achieve their goals, do all that good stuff. So that's a little bit about me.
That's awesome. And that ties into some of the topics we wanted to cover when we spoke off camera. But one thing you brought up that I really want to ask is, what was that transition period going from something, the choir teaching you've done for 9 years, to something else? Because there are so many people, I've been doing this so long, I don't know what else to do, or if I'm good at anything, or if I can do anything else.
Great question. It was an interesting transition time because I really had to let go of the things that I think society, the labels, that's what I was looking for, the labels that society was placing on me, or that I perceived that they were placing on me to, I need to be doing this. I need to, do this as a choir director, or drive this car, or own this house, right? Those labels that society puts onto us. And we get attached to those, right? People ask, who are you? I'm a choir director, or, I'm, a CEO, whatever it is. We get attached to that so easily. So for me, it was trying to dissolve that, to let go and surrender to what was out there, what the universe, what God, earth, wind, fire, whatever you choose, was speaking to me. So for me, what happened is, as I was teaching, I noticed in the last probably 3-4 years of teaching, I started to feel that shift within me. And it was just an awareness thing where I'm like, I notice I'm shifting, or my awareness is saying, let's do something else. Let's do a little bit bigger. So I started dabbling a little bit, still teaching full time, still doing all that, but started coaching a little bit and pursuing different fields there, and realized that as I started going down that rabbit hole, it kind of changed, and I changed with it. It started off with fitness. I'm still really big into health and fitness. That's one of the big main priorities for me. But then it ended up going down the rabbit hole of mindset, of positivity, creating that positive, abundant mindset. That is where I'm at right now. And I've been here for a number of years, and it just feels like home. So for everyone listening, I invite you to be open and aware of what you're feeling inside, right? Try to remove all the judgment that you attach to it, that you think other people are attaching to it, and the choices you might make, and just listen. Just listen to it. Doesn't mean you have to take action, but just be aware of it first, because that awareness is the first step. And then from there, you can be like, all right, well, let's take action with this, and then figure out that pathway, right? Take those small steps as you go forward. So as you start this journey, or as you're like, I want to do something else, but I don't know what. Well, what things do you love to do? What passions do you have? What things really get you excited, right? Is it playing video games? Is it inspiring other people? Is it woodworking? Whatever it is, just listen to those passions and think about it like, can I do this? Would I want to do this as a job? Do I want to pursue this full time? And you pick one of those options, and you just start dabbling in it. Go a little bit and then see how it feels, right? Don't quit your job right away. Don't do anything like that yet. Just find one and dabble in it. See if it's the right one, and then change it up if you need. There's no harm, no foul. And so I'll tell you that for me, when I made that transition to being a full-time entrepreneur and CEO in my own business, and that, man, it was scary at points, right? Because all of a sudden you're going, oh my gosh, I don't have this income coming in. But it allowed me to go all in on my passions. And I'll admit, things changed. That feeling, that heart emotion that I had changed in the sense of, okay, yes, mindset, but let's get even more focused on it, and really just niched it down to a place where I'm just feeling like I'm me, like myself, and I'm just glowing bright, shining bright, because I'm me. I'm not letting any other filters change that. If that makes sense. That was a whole lot of stuff right there, so I apologize. I hope that all kind of made sense.
Don't even apologize. There's no need to apologize. Sorry, 1 second. This one's a little different. Awesome. Sorry about that.
No,
But-
no need to be sorry. I love it. It's all okay. It's a beautiful thing.
But I just had a brain freeze for a second. But I like how you said be open and aware to it. That's a key thing, you know. You don't need to take action right now, just be open to it. And then when you said ask yourself what I want to, you know, stop right there. Don't try and figure out how you're going to do it. Well, I don't have this. Well, I don't have that. Just, do I want to? And then if you do that and you decide to dabble in it like you did and pursue it further, you'll figure it out. It'll happen. You'll dive.
Oh, sorry. Go on.
No, you're good. You'll dive, you know, as they say, in the deep end or baptism by fire kind of thing on some circumstances, but you'll figure it out. So don't let that stop you before you start.
Right. 100%. Some people live and die by the baptism by fire thing, right? Throw you in that deep end. And that works for some people and it works for some things. But we don't always have that luxury. I don't know if that's really a luxury. Not all of us are thrown in there and not all of us want to be there. So I 100% agree with you. I don't think it's a luxury. I take that all back. It's not a luxury. It's just you're thrown in and then it's hectic. But I 100% agree with you to just think about it. See, do I want to pursue this? Is this something? Don't figure out how you're going to do it. Don't go down that because everything is figure outable. Everything is figure outable. But just first of all, see, do I want to do this? And let that sit with you. Sit with it for a day, a two, a weekend, a week, and just keep it in your mind. Keep kind of thinking it over and over. Do I want to do this? Does it seem right? Because you'll find reasons if it's right for you that you're like, yeah, this feels like the right thing to do. I should do this. Or other ones like, oh, maybe that could be an issue, or oh, this could be an issue, and that can help guide you of are you going to pursue it or not? And there again, zero judgment. Don't judge yourself about what decision you make. Is it are you going to pursue it or not? Don't judge it, right? We need to get rid of judgment overall and just be like, hey, it's okay. I'm just seeing what I want to pursue, right? For me, I love, I'll share a little bit of my story to help. I love kayak fishing. Love kayak fishing. Chasing fish on my plastic boats is a ton of fun. So when I was feeling that itch, right, as I said, it started with personal health and fitness. It started with that, but it really heavily then went into kayak fishing. To be perfectly honest, where I started pursuing that as a business, thinking, hey, this could be fun. I know a lot of people in this as a business, and you know, maybe this is where I'm meant to be. So I started to pursue it, and it felt right. I started going and going and going, and then after about a year into it, still working as a choir director, about a year into this aspect of kayak fishing, I realized, you know, I'm starting to feel burned out. I'm starting to feel that kayak fishing is not fun for me anymore. It's all work and no fun. And before I burned out, I have too many friends that burned out. I pulled myself out and said, you know what? Nope. I still go kayak fishing. I still enjoy it now. It's still a passion of mine, but it's not something I want to have be a career or a job. Maybe a little thing here or there, but nothing like what I was originally going for. And I wouldn't have known that had I gone in. So just let that sit with you and go down and see if it's it. If it's not, don't judge yourself and try something else. It's all okay.
I love that, and I'm an analogy guy, and I love the road trip analogy. You know, you don't wait for every light between here and Florida to be green before you start. Right. Or if you want to use a food analogy, you know, the only way you're going to know if you like mushrooms is to try some mushrooms.
Exactly. Right? You don't know until you try it. Sit with it first, see if you're comfortable with that idea of chasing that passion of going into that, and then dabble. Try it, right? Experiment. Try it for a weekend, or you know, you could break into it of once you decide, hey, I want to do this. How can you do that? Is it to take maybe it's something you had a passion for, you think you might have a passion for, let's say woodworking. You never really worked with wood too much before. You maybe built a little small things. You're like, I want to do this more. Great. You find a class, right? Whether it's online or in-person class that teaches you some things, and you just learn a little bit more. Like, oh, I really enjoy this. Oh, I'm going to take a little bit more. And then you learn, or maybe it's already something you're good at and a passion that you want to build into a business or just a deeper passion. Great. Then you can start pursuing that a little more, put that into your schedule, and then just see. And again, if it works out, great. If it doesn't, great. But at least then you invested that time and energy into it to see if it's something for you or not. I love that I invested into kayak fishing and tried building that as a career, although it was not the career for me that I wanted or needed. So I'm okay with that. I learned so much. I've made some amazing connections, amazing memories that are now helping me in the business that I'm in, of helping people have a positive, abundant mindset. So that's huge. Is just being aware, and then just not being afraid to go for it. Step outside your comfort zone and go. You don't have to go off the deep end. You don't have to, trial by baptism of straight up fire, but dabble and go in for it.
Oh, I love that, and it's okay not to like the same things as your friends, or or to give into peer pressure. We're so controlled in our own mind by what others think.
Mm-hmm.
I mentioned mushrooms, and I like black licorice. I love those things, but he hates them, and that's okay.
Right? That's a beautiful thing. I'm with you. I'm not a fan of mushrooms. Black licorice, I'll definitely eat those though. That's good. I love black licorice.
And that's okay. And your passion is Spencer's passion. It's not my passion, and that's okay. It doesn't have to be what society thinks, or what if this, what if that. And that's another thing is, the what ifs. What if I fail? What if it doesn't work out? What if I lose all this money and blah, blah, blah? You got to flip that, what if I invest it and I still make memories? What if I learn something along the way, or meet somebody along the way that I wouldn't have otherwise? What if I am successful at this? Why do we automatically turn to the what if on the negative side?
That's a beautiful question. Beautiful question. I want to say it's because we are generally raised with a negative mindset. And part of it goes back to really just our DNA and how we were, our predecessors before us, right? We're raised because, okay, I need to be aware of my surroundings. Is there that saber-toothed tiger going to come after me? Do I need to run? What do I need to do, right? So I'm looking out for things that are going to kill me, that are going to harm me. And so that has never really left us, ever, right? Although we don't have saber-toothed tigers around us, there's still things around us that could kill us, walking in the middle of a street without looking, walking off a cliff. Sure, there's those things. But there's so much less of those things in our life than what used to be, but yet we still run with that system. Now, let's add on to this. If you listen to the news or watch the news, 97% of the news is negative. 97% of the news is negative. If I remember my stats correctly, I might be off. I want to say it's over 90%. I want to say 97%. That's why I said it. But is negative. People feed off that negative energy, right? It sells. Negativity sells, which is really sad. And so we're just inundated by negative. And we need to change that script to flipping it over to the what if of positives. What are the good things? What are the amazing things? Because there is an abundance of both, right? I like to think about it. I love analogies too. You have two seas. You are floating in the two seas all the time, but you get a choice of which sea you get to sail in more, the sea of negativity or the sea of positivity. Which one do you want to sail in? If you focus on the negative, if you listen to the news and you're just on those, what if I fail? What if this sucks? What if people mock me? All of that. Well, then you're going to float in that sea of negativity, and you're going to be miserable. You're going to be sad. Or you're going to be depressed. But what if you decided to focus on, oh, this is beautiful. What if I do succeed? What are those connections I make? Oh, what am I grateful for in life? Well, now you're floating on that sea of positivity, and there's an abundance of all of it. If you focus on the negative, you're going to get more negative. If you focus on the positive, you're going to get more positive. The universe, God, earth, wind, fire, it's going to share more of that with you, because that like energy attracts like, right? So if I'm focusing on that positive, I'm going to attract more positives to me. I'm not saying that there's not negatives, there's not bad things in the world. Of course there are. But let's focus on the growth we can have from it, the blessings we have, the gratitudes that we have in our life that can then invigorate us, energize us, and really help us be happier, healthier, and filled with more joy. So many of us want joy in our life, and we're looking for it in the wrong places. We're looking at it by comparing ourselves to other people, judging other people, trying to put them on a scale. Am I better than them, or are they better than me? We're just looking for it all these wrong places when the joy is all around us, but we just choose not to see it because it's ordinary. Like, oh my gosh, like I can't see out my window, but oh, it's spring outside, right? Oh, the tree is starting to flower. Oh, we have these beautiful flowers here. Oh, look at the kids playing. Hear the birds chirping, right? Whatever. I picked out nature things, but whatever you want. But so many things can bring you joy. Just find those gratitudes and really savor them, and that helps build up that joy for you. And you savoring that is huge. Finding the growth in those moments is phenomenal. And I wanted to turn back to one thing you said right before that, before we go on, because it's a huge thing. So many times, we get sucked into what we think other people want of us, right? Like, oh, well, that's their passion. Their passion is to do this, right? Is to play pinball. That's their passion. Cool. I like pinball, but it's not one of my passions. But I'm not going to knock them for it. And I don't need to be sucked into what they're doing unless I could dabble in it, I could try it, but I don't have to go all in on it. And what I see I've noticed it within myself, I've noticed it within family members, my clients, that they get sucked into what they think other people expect of them. What expectations do they feel society is giving them? Society being parents, peers, religion, family, from whoever, right? The society in general. Oh, I should be doing this, thinking this way. Let's break that norm. Let's break away from those expectations to go, what's me? What resonates with me? And let's start walking that pathway. Let's see what really resonates with me. And that's when you need to know your purpose, right? What is my purpose here? Where am I going? What's my vision? And, what are my priorities to make that happen? And then you can start walking down those pathways and making those choices. Do I do this or do I do that? Based on, okay, what are my priorities? What's my purpose? Does it align? Does it not align? And then we can let it go. So I just want to bring that up because that's huge. So many people struggle with, oh, but what should I do? I feel like my friends expect this or my family expects this. To then, well, how can I be positive? There's so much negativity in the world. Well, there's a bunch of positivity out there too. And I'm on a mission to make it much more noticeable, people to feel it more and share their light with the world more. And we're all doing that together because there's abundance of it. We just need to see it.
I like that. I think we should start a new movement: passion, purpose, and possibilities, breaking the norm.
Yes, love it. Let's go. Let's make that movement happen.
Awesome. And listening to what you said, I want to bring up a few examples, of the what is and the negative versus positive, again, using some analogies and prime examples. Going back to Michael Faber a minute ago, I think to myself, when I first had my interview and I had Michael on, he's like, oh crap, he's a professional speaker. He's been doing this longer. What if I screw up? What if I? Maybe I should cancel, pretend I'm sick, or have to reschedule.
Right.
And if I gave into that and didn't have him on my show and didn't connect with him, chances are likely that I wouldn't have had such a great episode, one. And two, connected with you and to be on this episode. So what are we missing out on because we give into that negative what if? And then a little bit of mindset / value money mindset teaching going on here, whatever you want to call it, is like you said, you went to a woodworking class or whatever and things like that, and you invested money. How often do we look at it? Well, that was a waste of money versus look what I learned and look at the connections I made, or like, we put so much value on the dollar that we overlook the value of the experience we had or what we learned from that experience. Good or bad, there's always something we can learn and grow from.
Always.
And another thing that I often have to remind myself of, when I'm playing games with him, it's so easy to think, well, I could be doing this and this needs to be done and dishes and laundry and paper and blah, blah, blah. I'm sitting here wasting my time playing video games. No, Kenny, you got to flip that. I'm sitting here having quality time with my son.
Right.
That other crap can wait. So how often do we let ourselves get sucked in And most of the time it's unintentional by that habit we've been brought up with, like you've been talking about, is automatically focusing on the negative. So I love that you brought that up and the ways around it, and knowing that it's okay not to have the same passions. I'm not as passionate about Roblox and Minecraft as he is, but I'm really passionate about spending quality time with him.
Mm-hmm.
So if we're doing Minecraft during some of that time, great. If we're in the garage or fishing, great. Whatever that is, I love that you brought that up, and I love that there's so many ways we could flip that for the positive. So thank you for bringing all that up.
Oh my gosh! Well, you're very welcome, and thank you for bringing up those great topics and points as well. The whole imposter syndrome, right? The who am I paradox,
Oh, yeah.
I like to call it. Of like, yeah, I'm the same way. Like, first time I spoke at one of Michael's events, and here's some amazing speakers, right? They tell their whole history and the resume. That's what I was looking for. They're looking at their whole resume, and here am I struggling over words at times, right? And going, I haven't done a quarter of what these people have done. Who am I to be doing this, that, to be talking here, whatever? Who am I to be on your show, right? Like, who am I? And well, the thing is, we need to believe in us, because you are worthy. You are enough just the way you are. Right? Who cares if you made 7 figures or done these different things? You are you, and you are enough. And you need to believe that first and foremost yourself. I could say it till I'm blue in the face, but you need to believe that in you. Now, to help you overcome imposter syndrome, there's a number of things that you can do, right? First, you need to know what you're talking about, right? If I'm talking about building a business, I want to know how to build businesses, right? I want to have that success and to have that experience, obviously. So I know my salt, I know that stuff as we go in. And really just knowing that you're believing in you, you're surrounding yourself with the right people. There's a couple other things, but really, truly, it's knowing yourself and believing in you, and just taking those baby steps at first, and believing and trusting those baby steps to build bigger steps and bigger steps and bigger steps. Because you took that leap of faith, because you said, all right, I'm going to do this. I might feel not adequate at this moment. I might feel like I'm an imposter at this moment having Michael on the show, but holy cow, what an incredible episode. And now that episode led you to get to know him better, have amazing experience with him, and then be introduced to other people who can help you and help your audience and all of that. Now, think about that as you're listening, to everyone listening, everyone who is striving to become better, to push, feels that imposter syndrome, the who am I paradox. Every single person does. I was recently speaking in Nashville at one of Michael's Movement Makers events, and I asked that question. Stand up if you have ever felt, or if you have not believed in you at some point. Everybody stood up. Everyone in that room has experienced imposter syndrome at some point in some part of their life. Everyone experiences it, but don't let that hold you back, because guess what? That growth, amazing experiences, amazing connections happen outside of that. Know that you are worthy to step forward. You are enough to have that amazing life. So go for it. Step out, all right, and go for those incredible experiences. And to transition to the second thing that you mentioned of investing in a course or a class or whatever, right? The value of money. Well, money is energy. It's an exchange value. And so many times we look at money, okay, I'm going to pay, this course costs $97, or this course costs, or this retreat costs $2,000, right? Whatever it is. Oh my God, that's a lot of money. I could be spending the money on this, that, the other thing. But how many times do we just spend money going out to eat without thinking about it, right? Or a fast food thing. Not because we want the enjoyment of that experience of going to that restaurant or fast food. It's like, no, I just want something quick. I just want to get it and be done and fed myself. Great, we're moving on. How many times do we spend money on frivolous things that don't really bring us joy or happiness? They're just there, right? That doesn't serve us. That doesn't help us. So instead, I have nothing wrong if you want to go out to dinner or you want to spend money on frivolous things, but does it have a purpose? Is it helping you? Is it bringing you joy, right? The purpose is, this makes me happy, right? Or taking this time, spending time with your son, that makes me happy, right? So that's one of my priorities. That's one of my passions, is to spend time. So I'm going to do that. Sure, I could be doing other things. I could be growing the business. I could be washing the dishes. I could be doing this, that, the other thing. But you know what? This matters to me. So I'm going to invest in that. So whether it's monetary or not, see what is in line with me and what am I able to get from this? How am I able to grow from this? I see that all the time with our events that we have. People invest in coming to our weekend events, and we're having them do uncomfortable things, right? They're learning to walk a slack line. They're trying jujitsu for the first time, and it's not about being an expert at it. It's about let's step outside your comfort zone and just see, oh, look, you can do that. Oh, I learned something new, this new technique. I feel invigorated, feel energized now. And now let's take that energy to implement it in the things you are passionate about, the things where your purpose is leading you. And then you also have this community, this family of people by your side, right? Because you met Michael, you've met me, and you've met more people. And that's what happens when you invest in you, whether that's investing time, money, energy, doesn't matter. When you invest in growing you, amazing things happen. You build this amazing network of people, skills, knowledge. It's truly amazing.
Absolutely, 100%. And that's right on, with just saying yes, because you might go through investing money and have an experience and it's not what you thought it was or didn't quite line up, but the connections led you to something else that lined up even better than what you were anticipating the first time around.
Exactly.
And I love how you mentioned, you gave an example of definitions of success. Everybody thinks success is monetarily defined, but you quoted speaker A, or you brought up speaker A that might be making 7 figures, and then you quote up speaker B that might be only second or third time speaking. But speaker B is every bit as successful as speaker A because he's growing, he's getting out of his comfort zone, he's becoming a better version. It may not be monetarily rewarded, but his success is every bit as valuable as speaker A. And I want to emphasize, and I love how you brought that up, that success is defined different for every person, every situation. One day success for me is making a sale and making 10 grand, throw a number out there. The next day is spending an hour on Roblox with my son. That's every bit as successful, if not more, than the 10 grand I made the other day.
It's amazing how we, again, are fed in by society, quote unquote society, of what success is. We generally relate it to money, right? Generally, what's success? Oh, they make a lot of money. They have a really nice house. They have a nice car, right? It amounts to the amount of monetary value that they have, right? Their, see, I'm struggling for words today. That's sad. But just the amount of money they make, right? So that is a version of success, sure, right? I'm not as successful as some other people out there, some friends of mine who make more money. I'm not as successful in that aspect of success, but I'm just as successful in many others. And it all depends on what you're looking at. And you know what? We are all at different points in our journey. So let's stop comparing, first of all, because, they might be making 7 figures and cool, they've been maybe doing it longer, right? Or they have different things to offer. Who cares to stop comparing? And I love your example of, oh, well, success for me, I made 10 grand yesterday. Cool. Success today is, oh, I got to hang out for an hour with my son. Huge. And I love that success it can change for you in different areas of your life at different times of the day, of different times of the year, right? It can all change. I think of, okay, I don't mean to constantly referring to one of our events, but it just leads perfectly to this example. I built a ninja course in my backyard just because I like challenging myself to push myself to step outside my comfort zone and all that. So I promise everyone who comes to our events, they will have success on the ninja course. Everyone will have success, guaranteed. And the success is exactly what you said. Well, for me, I've been doing this for 3 years, right? I can cross those monkey bars. I could do those different things. But success for a person who comes might be, hey, I held on to the monkey bars and I held on to it for a second, where they were scared crapless of that rope climb. And they touched the rope and maybe they went up, maybe they didn't. It doesn't matter. They had success with it, right? They found their version of success. And that's beautiful. What does that success look like, and not mean to you? I mean, know what it means to you as well, but what does it look like to you? Because your success is different than my success. That's beautiful. But we are still successful together, right? We're still a success. Let's stop. Again, drop those comparisons. It's not serving us. It's not helping us. You are worthy. You are enough just the way you are. You are a success. As long as you keep going forward, you keep pushing yourself and you're trying and learning and growing, that's a success. Even if you take that time to sit back and do that self-care and you're just like, I'm not going to push today. Hey, that's a success in your self-care. There is success in so many areas of our life, and we just need to acknowledge it. It's not just money. It's not just what the stuff you have. There's so much other metrics of success out there, and we all are different on that scale.
Absolutely, 100%. And that ties right in because I was going to bring that up anyways. You've got some events coming up.
I do. It's true.
You want to challenge days and different retreats coming up? Do you want to talk about those for a minute? And
well, thank you. Yeah, I appreciate that, and I didn't necessarily mean to keep referring to them before, but they just fit in so well. So we have 2 different types of retreats that we host a year, my wife and I. They're here in Neenah, Wisconsin. One is called the Challenge Days, which is the one I was referring to earlier, where we help you step outside your comfort zone and build your confidence by trying different things. Things like jiu-jitsu, Krav Maga. We have a ninja course, as I mentioned, plus mindset sessions where we talk about having that positive, abundant mindset, the goal setting, how to create that roadmap for success. You're like, okay, I have this passion. I think I want to go after it. Well, we can help you build that roadmap there. And so that's a weekend-long event where we have a lot of fun and just a lot of growth. It's physical and exercise-based stuff, but really, as long as you're willing to do your best and you forget the rest, as Tony Horton says, and you just try, you're having a success, right? It doesn't matter. The second type of retreat that we have, at least for the rest of this year, is the meditation retreat. So it's another 3-day retreat where we go and we meditate. We do various different meditations. So even if you've never meditated before, you're like, oh my gosh, I've never done this or I've struggled with this. We'll show you and share tips and strategies of how you can have success with it and sample different ones and really get to connect with amazing people and have awesome mindset sessions where we're talking about mindset as a discussion. Have bring in some experts to chat with all of you as well. So that's a lot of fun. We're having a couple of those, and we're into in winter. We do a winter yoga retreat where we go skiing and snowboarding and have yoga. That's just kind of a fun little getaway. So I appreciate you asking, but it's all about helping you have fun, embrace life, live your life to the max, and be confident in you. That's our goal. That's what we want to do.
That's awesome. And where can people find more info? Where can they find you? More info about that? How to connect with you?
Thank you. The easiest way would probably be go to my website, which is spencermjones.com. SpencerMJones.com. That, or just hit me up on Facebook or Instagram. You can just search Spencer Jones on Facebook, or go to @Jones4 on Instagram or on Facebook, and come join us. Yeah, thanks, man, for throwing that up there. And yeah, come follow me, like what I'm doing if you want, if it resonates with you, and send me a message. I'm here for you. I'm here to support you with anything you are doing. Reach out. I'm a message away. And I would love to throw it out to your audience to reach out to me via Instagram or Facebook, either one, @Jones4 or on Facebook, and let me know one takeaway you've had from this episode. I would love to hear it, and send it to Kenny as well, right? We love getting the feedback and saying, hey, what was the takeaway you had? So if you could share that with us, I would greatly appreciate that.
Awesome. That'd be great. And you have a gift or an offer for guests as well to refer to the show.
Yeah, definitely. Well, if you message me and say, hey, we heard about you and we listened to you on the Passion, Purpose, and Possibilities show, I would love to help all of you gain more positivity in your life, right? People dub me the Prince of Positivity. So I would like to help you grow your positivity by taking on a 5-day challenge. We have a free group on Facebook, but if you message me, I will send you an email. We'll get your email and send that to you for a 5-day challenge you could take and really just grow your positivity, because 5 days doesn't seem like a long time, but I can almost guarantee if you take on the challenge, actually I can guarantee if you take on the challenge, you will see your positivity grow. Again, it's not going to be like 100% or a total change, but you'll notice it shift from, let's say, from 0 to 2%, right? It's going to shift. And you'll notice that the more you do it, the bigger and bigger that shift gets, and you get more positivity. You start sailing in that sea of positivity that much more.
Awesome. I love that. And that brings up another analogy. You know, if you don't see how much 1 degree can make an impact, ask a pilot.
Right? Totally different destinations at that point.
Oh, yeah. You know, so that 1 degree may not seem like a month at the beginning, but towards the end of the journey or halfway through, you're totally different
Right.
than where you would have been before. So 1 degree makes a huge difference.
Huge difference. I totally agree. And it all starts, right? We all start somewhere. So let's start with where you're at. It's a beautiful place where you're at. And if you want to gain more positivity, let's just incrementally get it bigger and bigger and bigger.
Awesome. Michael, do you have any more questions? For Spencer. Do you want to say thanks for being on the show?
Well, Michael, it's been awesome seeing you, and I can't wait to check out your channel, Michael. So keep being you, keep being your awesome self. And Kenny, thank you for having me on. This has been such a pleasure.
Spencer, thank you for being on. Thanks for mentioning his show. There's his YouTube channel show, so we would appreciate some support for that. Thank you, everyone, for tuning in. We appreciate it. And remember to go live your passion, fulfill your purpose, and explore those possibilities.
Let's go.